Sales of detached homes tumble in sign of COVID-19 driven mania finally reversing. The Great Canadian Real Estate Cooldown has come. Both of these are local headlines I read earlier today, but are either one of them or both of them misleading? In today's video, I'm going to answer that question. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Hasan. I'm a real estate agent in Vancouver, and I make these educational videos to help you in your buying or selling journey and to stay up to date on the real estate market. So yes, it's 100% true that sales are down month over month, about 11% in both Greater Vancouver and Fraser Valley. Now on a year over year basis for most areas in Vancouver, the Lower Mainland, Fraser Valley, on average, prices are up about 20 to 30%. But what I really want to stress in this video is that sales quantity, in my opinion, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, is less important than sales prices. Another stat from last month is that inventory is at its lowest point for the Fraser Valley for the month of July in 40 years, since 1981. 1981 was a long time ago. I was literally popping out of a womb in 1981. Now, another metric from last month, which I think is very, very important, is in the Fraser Valley, real estate listings or inventory was down about 40%. So sales were down, inventory was down. It'd be reasonable to think that prices are down, but that just wasn't the case. Month over month sales prices for most product types stayed relatively the same between June and July. As mentioned earlier, sales were up year over year 20 to 30%, but you don't hear that in the headlines as much as you hear of the sales cooling. Now, when I see headlines like sales are falling and things are finally coming back to earth, it does grind my gears a little bit, and I'll tell you why. This is not because I'm a real estate agent and I want the media to be hyping what I do as a profession. Not at all. The reason why it does bug me a little bit is I have several clients that are shopping for properties. We've been looking for properties for 2 to 3 months. They too are reading these headlines that sales are cooling, the market is falling. And I ask myself when I see these headlines, are they really serving the people that they are intended to be there for? And let's be realistic. Who reads full articles anymore? So it's very normal to read a headline, skim a few sentences, and if you did that, you would feel as if sales are down, inventory was down, and prices are down. I ask you this though, do you really care from a sales quantity perspective? Do you care how many sales I'm making on a monthly basis, number of sales? Or as someone who may be saving up for a down payment, has been trying to save for years, seeing pricing escalate, are you more concerned with where pricing is versus last month and where it is versus last year? Now, I believe that you're more concerned with prices. Tell me I'm wrong in the comments. If you believe otherwise, if you think otherwise, I want to hear it. Let me know in the comments what's more important to you, sales quantity or sales prices. Now, I've always questioned why the most reported metric or the metric that you often see in the headlines are the sales quantity, which again, I believe not as many people care about. I know my clients don't care so much about them, versus the sales prices. When I became a real estate agent about 5-6 years ago, I dug into the charts and I've been doing so ever since. And I noticed a bit of a trend. Now, is the reason that sales quantity is often the headline because its chart looks like this versus sales pricing over the same period of time whose chart looks like this? As you can see, there are so many more ebbs and flows, ups and downs, when it comes to sales quantity in the market, month over month, seasonality as well. So perhaps that makes for better reporting, but I feel like that doesn't always give the true picture to the client, and it leaves the consumer in a position to believe something is happening in the real estate market that is truly not happening, and that is a softening of prices. Now, overall, summer, July and August is typically a slower time period for real estate sales and for listings. I would venture to say that this year even more so. If you think about it, we're all coming out of COVID-19 now. Things are opening up. They have been for a little while. But if you compare to last summer, we were all shut in. There was not a lot going on, not a lot of social activity. And what I'm hearing from my clients and people in the industry, realtors themselves, July and August has been a bit slower because a lot of people are focusing on relationships, rekindling their social gatherings and meeting family again and really enjoying their summer versus being cooped in and thinking about real estate. Now, I'm not the type of agent. You'll very rarely hear me say, it's the perfect time to sell. You know, you have to sell now. Great time to sell, great time to buy. I never really go down that path. One thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to say it with intent, is if you are a seller and if you know where your next stop is going to be, if you know where you can go to next, or you have a plan for your either next purchase or next rental, perhaps you're moving out of town, now truly is a really good time to place your home on the market, provided you're marketed correctly and provided that you're asking a reasonable price. I do believe that you will likely sell for a number you may not have imagined being able to sell for. So the question remains, in the short and mid-term, are we headed towards a real estate slowdown? And like some articles will suggest, are we heading towards a real estate crash? I just don't see it. With interest rates where they are, and conceivably they're going to be low for the foreseeable future, with inventory low, yes, September should bring on more listings, but just how many, none of us are quite aware of. Prices remaining flat right now. I personally believe that they may remain flat for a short period of time, especially if more inventory hits in September. But prices are going to trend upwards again, which is very common in Vancouver real estate. So guys, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, I'd love it if you could hit the like button. What that does is it shares this video with more people that it can possibly help. If you enjoy these real estate videos, consider subscribing as well. Once again, my name is Hasan. I'm a real estate agent in the Vancouver area. If you're looking to sell or buy real estate and you wanted my help, all my contact info is in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.